What's up everybody, it's Cammy 3Valve, and today we're going to be taking a little walkthrough of the wrap so far and kind of explaining the whole process that it took me through, and I'm very excited to unveil this video, so I hope you guys are excited as well. Thank you.
I'm not for certain this is working, but I'm working. Listen, I know being broken be a burden. I'll be the first to say I'm not a perfect person. If there's one thing that I am, then that's determined. They say that everything will happen for a reason, and baby, that's the only thing that I believe in. It seems like every day I'm Colorado rolling, and every night I'm California dreaming. I've been making money serving on the weekends, but that's not much. A lot of people in the club tonight, but that's not us. I got work to do to stack mine up. Been in my jeans since my grandma had to patch mine up. I look at everyone around me, I just can't keep up. I feel the pressure, but I know that I can add my touch. People that I used to love are wishing me bad luck. Oh, shucks, now you can tell them get the fuck from here. It's only up from here. I just don't know. We don't need roads, it's only we go. Just don't know where we're going. We don't need roads, we don't need roads.
So how's it been for everyone? So today I kind of wanted to do a little bit unveiling of the wrap in itself in an actual YouTube video. So here we are today. Obviously you can see that both the fenders have been wrapped. Pardon me there. As you can see, both the fenders have been wrapped, and so is the hood. And then the roof and the trunk have all been completed. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cough again. Anyway, so then we also got the gas cap all done, and then today we're gonna be tackling some more. Sorry about that. I don't know, man. Start coughing, all this pollen and stuff. These allergies have been going crazy. So anyway, a little bit about how this has been so far. So we've had a great time. We've had a lot of help from some of my friends, naming off from Avery, Matt, Tyler, and it's also some help from my girlfriend, which has been extremely helpful. And I've had a lot of fun with this so far, and I leave for college in, I believe, 4 days now, so we have 4 days to actually get this completed. I got some suspension coming in for Mustang week, so we're really cutting it close here, but pretty excited. So for today's video, like I said, you guys saw probably some of the edited clips that I took of the car with the wrap and how the Colorshift is looking, and it's looking absolutely insane. The wrapping process has been literally just some pretty great. I can't complain. Couple learning tips, but obviously I've never wrapped a vehicle before. My friend Avery has, and he's been an awesome help, so big thanks to him. I was able to have his help for the hood, the roof, and the trunk, and I learned some really good things, and I was able to tackle the fenders by myself with some help with Tyler, you know, Matt, and then also my girlfriend there. So it's been really fun. It's been such a learning experience that's just been surreal. So still got a lot to go. Obviously, I think today we're going to be attempting to tackle the quarter panels. So that's definitely going to be some tedious work as well. So it's all been tedious. So obviously this video is going to be shoot out to show you guys kind of the technique I use for each bit of the car so far. So here we go. We're going to jump right into that. And here we go. So as we start here, we are at the rear end of the vehicle, the caboose. So for the trunk was probably the easiest thing we've done so far. So basically starting out with how the trunk goes, if anybody's looking just to wrap their trunk, this would be a great thing to do. Obviously you buy your material. I believe that the material, the amount that we used was just under 3 feet, I believe, for this section. And this is all from Metro restyling all this wrap right here. So we have obviously the technique that we used. I took off my spoiler and used those plastic rivets from that do-it-yourself spoiler delete that I have a video of. I can put the link in the description talking about how to delete your spoiler. It's the first step. Using these plastic rivets, and these are 88 cents a piece, or 88 cents for 2 of them. And I know I need to get my rear window tinted. That is definitely on the agenda before Mustang week. But basically starting out how we completed the trunk. So the trunk is pretty simple actually. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut out your 5 by, you know, however many feet that you need. In this case it was about 46 inches for us. We left 3 inches on each side to be able to utilize and be able to stretch and be able to form fit everything that we got. So anyway, starting out, you want to lay it down and you want to use 2 pieces of tape. Now the tape is we use masking tape, and what you do is that you're going to place the wrap on each side with 2 pieces of tape, making 2 marks to know where you're going to lay the wrap. Obviously, you're going to set it up using magnets in the kit that we have been using, and I will show you these magnets right now. A lot of the stuff that I have been using for the wrap is these magnets right here, and these are really useful as they stick on the car and they help you keep the wrap and kind of form fit it first before you actually get it going. So there's those. And then we got some other stuff that we use, the Gooby Gone and stuff, the clay bar, and obviously prep is very important. A separate video may be used just for the prep. So obviously when you're tackling the trunk, what you're going to be looking out most for is this crease right here on the top is actually pretty simple. Most of the times when the creases are out, it's usually pretty easy to actually just tighten it really tight and come over the top, and usually you can get it down. Now where it starts getting difficult obviously is the creases here at the bottom. Now this crease here at the bottom is very difficult, and it's a very tedious thing. You want to make sure you have 2 people stretching on the bottom here, or 1 person stretching on the bottom while the other person smooths this down and gets the bubbles out here in this crease, and then work your way down and tuck it under. And then the tucking basically works in a similar fashion. And this is going to go for most of the tucking just about everywhere. I do apologize, my trunk is a mess. But obviously, for the kind of tucking that you want to be accomplishing is that you want to start with maybe about 2 inches on each side, and you're going to work your way down to about 1/2 inch where you tuck, and you want to make sure that all tucking is very, very slim and fits on something that's going to stick onto, because if it starts unraveling, you're going to have later issues in the future. So right there is the trunk. So we're going to move on to another part of the car. And the roof is pretty self-explanatory. I believe this was also a very easy thing to do on the vehicle. Obviously, you're going to be taking the weather tracks out on both sides and just laying down and measuring out how much wrap is needed just here for the top. And you're going to cut that out, and you're going to leave some so you can tuck it under here, and then also tucking it under over here. So with the weather track being in place, you can replace those, and then moving on. So with my hood specifically here, we could take a nice little view of the Colorshift, get it in action. What a crazy color I have chosen. So obviously here with the hood, we have a little bit different technique. Obviously with this being a hood, it is probably one of the largest parts in the vehicle as far as flat goes on the top. Obviously, so for the technique that I would prefer using on this was obviously with my premium, with my GT, with the hood scoop that I have, it was actually able to unscrew some prongs on the bottom, and you can actually take that off, and we wrap that separately. Now, what was a really cool feature is I had the 4.6 liter V8 decal right there, and it actually shows through the wrap. We wrapped right over, and it looks amazing. So when you're doing the hood, you want to make sure that you actually retrieve these out of here, these washer fluid things, and you're going to replace those back in once you complete the wrap. And on this, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to lay this all in one piece, and you're going to make sure that you got 4 people holding tight on each side so you can lay this all down. Now once you do that, you just work your way through the bubbles on the sides, and the tucking works the same or sim. Oh man, I can speak English. So anyway, your tucking is going to be 1/2 inch on each side, and you're going to want to try your best. Now obviously things aren't going to be perfect, especially with me being just doing this for the first time, so you still see some creases and stuff under here where we tucked, and that's just bound to happen. So looking at the fenders next, the fenders was something that I tackled, and it was very difficult. I think the hardest thing we did so far on the car. Obviously with having to tuck under here wasn't too big of a deal. We got most of the wrap. Looks like we got a little piece coming undone there, and you want to make sure that you fold in on these. And I just did these last night, so pardon me guys, some of it still needs a little touching up obviously, so that'll be done here in the future. But obviously you're tucking in the wheel well, and you got the side skirt. And what you're going to do is you're going to remove the side skirt, so that way then you could tuck it underneath, and then that side skirt's just going to go back up top. Now obviously one of the hardest things about wrapping the fenders by far is this up here. And tucking under here is very difficult. You know, I tried my best, but obviously sometimes things like that don't always go the way you want them for sure. So anyway, over here to the other fender. The same exact thing obviously. We removed the front bumper and the headlights to make this as easy as possible. So when we tucked under here, we got it as clean as possible, and as you can see, the body lines are looking fantastic for the tuck there. Same thing applies over here. The only thing that separates that fender from this fender is obviously the antenna. Now for the antenna, it's actually a pretty easy thing to take out actually. It's kind of confusing to think that the whole base removes out. So basically you're going to unscrew this, and there's this plastic part on the top. You're going to want to pop that off, and it's going to unveil 3 screws with nuts on the bottom. You're going to take out each 3, and you're going to actually unplug the antenna's part, and then you're going to remove this whole thing, and it'll leave just a hole there, which you can fold over with the wrap, and then just cut out a hole for this, and then retrieve that. So as far as everything else goes, that is all I have done at the moment. But we are, like I said, going to tackle the quarter panels today. We did do the gas cap, super easy. You're just going to want to take, obviously, these two screws out right here and do that. Honestly, for all the guys that want to change the color of their gas cap, disregarding the whole wrap, you want to change it to black or a different color, just buy wrap. It's super, you can literally buy like a small thing and stretch it over that. You make it work. So for today, this is what we are tackling. That is going to be fun. We'll see how this takes us. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys an overall look into how this whole wrapping process actually takes. And I know this video is a tad bit long, but obviously I wanted to go about explaining some of the intricate stuff of the wrap because it is difficult and it's kind of scary, you know what I mean, if you never actually tackled something like this. So I just wanted to get out here and give a feeler that if anybody's ever thinking about wrapping their car, just go for it, okay? I am a mildly mannered mechanic. Like, I do not have that much entire experience. I've been working a lot with cars the last couple years, so that makes it help. But I'm telling you, if you were thinking about doing this, it's tedious work, and if you're ready to take on a project that's really fun, it can get you a lot, you know, learning about vinyl wrap and stuff, I definitely recommend doing this. Hey, you know, I got tired of the red, I got tired of my car, so this is just such a thing to be able to look at the car and look at it a different way. I definitely recommend that people should, you know, if they're thinking about it, just do it. And like I said, check out Metro Restyling. They do have the best wraps on the market. And it speaks for yourself, the quality in the wrapping with the bubbles and everything. They had used the air locking technology, which helps it get the bubbles out with ease. So, like I said, thank you guys for checking in. I will have more updates. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the color shift. And just thank you for stopping in.